This video is by Straight Goods News. SGNews.ca.
This audit deals with our oceans in a couple of ways. It deals with the lack of marine protected areas. It deals with our vulnerability to spills and the fact that the government is not prepared to handle oil spills on either coast. And it deals with a predicted 300% increase in oil tankers on the west coast, which I can tell you British Columbians are dead set against allowing to happen. It deals also with the question of fracking, deals with liability preparedness, and it deals with subsidies. So in trying to deal with all of these areas, let me just identify what I think are the key points. At the same time, he pointed to what's happening with proposed expansion on our offshore on the west coast, 1,800 tanker traffic increase. I imagine that's per year. It wasn't clear in the report. And certainly with the size of tankers going up to 300,000 ton deadweight ton, current regulations only require preparedness for 10,000 deadweight ton. And I will also underline that the existing regulations deal with crude oil. Transport Canada, Environment Canada, DFO, none of them have yet come to terms with the fact that these supertankers would be loaded with a mix of bitumen crude and diluent, which behaves quite differently in an ecosystem. So that's another level of concern, complete on preparedness. As well, we have the failure to deal with the mandatory legislated requirements for the development of marine protected areas. As you've heard from previous colleagues in other parties, only 1% marine protected areas so far out of a 10% total for all of the offshore areas. And what the Commissioner's report points out is that not only have these marine protected areas not been developed, they haven't yet been, there's no plan, there's no map that sets out these are the areas, these are our target sites to complete the plan. Fisheries, navigable waters, environmental assessment, and they've already touched on the Species at Risk Act, and I'm afraid they will do more to hurt that act, is not to create certainty and streamlining and an approach that protects the environment while resource development goes forward. It's actually created tremendous confusion. It has left the environment unprotected, but it also opens up tremendous economic risks for Canadians who will be left with the legacy problems. In other words, someone's going to have to pay to clean up the mess later. And the failure to have strong environmental protections in place when you're entering a period of rampant resource development at a breakneck pace, you're inviting economic disaster as well as environmental loss.